Nick was just saying he didn't think the tape looked as bad as maybe the stats looked last week on the run defense. What did you see from the run defense last week, and what do you guys need? Do you agree with that? And what does need to get better though?
Yeah, I think what he's saying is there was a couple plays in there where they gassed us for big runs, which obviously is going to pull the yards over a significant amount. And at the end of the day, we just got to be better tacklers. We got to fit in the run game exactly where we're supposed to fit. Because one guy's off in that type of scheme, then that's how they can hurt you.
But I realized 2019 was a long time ago. And Lamar's a different player. You're a different player. Different teams also. Was there anything you remember about that game though that could be beneficial in facing him again that you might have picked up in the course of that?
I mean, that was a long while ago. I remember it was cold and rainy. I remember that.
That's accurate.
But man, I think it's been so long. I think what's more relevant now is just watching the tapes from this year and going off of that. But Lamar's always been a heck of a playmaker. I mean, things that he can do with his legs and throwing the football is incredible, and for sure going to be our toughest opponent this season.
When you put the tape on, obviously, the new offensive coordinator, they're a little bit different system. Do you see him maybe evolving a little more in terms of just wanting to stay home in the pocket, and how does that maybe change the way you go about the field?
Yeah, I think that's where he's progressed the most, honestly, is just when he is running, yeah, he can hurt you with his legs, but he can also hurt you by running to then look down the field and throw an explosive pass on, that sort of thing. And him being more aware of wanting to stay in the pocket and deliver the football to the receivers, playmakers. So you can't just sit there and say, hey, just hold him in the pocket, don't let him get loose. You hold him in the pocket and you don't apply pressure, then he's going to hit you deep. So that's where it's like we got to be on top of every little detail going this week.
I've heard it's like chasing a squirrel.
What's that?
I've heard it's like chasing a squirrel.
Chasing a squirrel? Okay. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, similar.
I was saying that their two linebackers, Roquan and Queen, are two that were kind of comparable to what you and Dre do. The style that you do, kind of the modern sideline linebackers. I know you're playing against their offense, but do you cast a glance at other linebackers in the league, and what do you think about their team?
Me, yeah, we're always, looking at how other backers are playing in the league. I got a ton of respect for Roquan and Patrick. The way that they play the game is exactly how it's supposed to be played. And so our offense has got to be aware of where they're at all times.
I think Tyler just had one zone read against y'all. It went for 15. Is that like you show that on tape and say this is how you do not defend the linebackers?
I guess so. Yeah, that's the one bad example, and then wherever else that we did it good, then that's the good examples. But we can't slip up one play or else it's going to hurt us.
Fred, I'm sure you know there's a scenario in which you guys can clinch the number one seed on Monday night, but it requires the Cowboys, Lions, and Eagles losing on Sunday. So.
I didn't know that. Wow, that's interesting.
Okay, well, knowing
requires
that,
a lot. Yeah.
You gonna pay attention to those games on Sunday?
I'm going to be paying attention to our game, and I think if we don't win our game, then all that doesn't even matter, So it's still the same mindset. Obviously, this is the biggest one because it's the next one, and it's one of the biggest opponents that we played. So I think these are the games that you dream of, though. Playing on Christmas night, Monday Night Football, all eyes on you. This is as good as it gets.
When you wake up Monday, when do you turn it off from husband to football player? I got to start thinking about the game. When does that happen?
Probably early Christmas Eve, honestly. You gotta be good husband, good son, and whatnot, and all these sort of things. But this is a job at the end of the day, and we got a job we got to do on Monday night, and we got to take care of business. It's hard to juggle, but you got to get it done.
You were with Jerry Rice the other day. I was just wondering if he gave you any kind of insights. Talk about the spotlight. He's lived in it in all these big games.
Yeah, that was such a cool interview with him, just kind of picking his brain and seeing the way that he saw the game and things that he experienced. And, I think what's important is the preparation before you get to that moment. That's the things that you lean back on. It's not about rising to the occasion. It's falling back on your level of preparation. So the way that we've worked all year and the way we're going to work this week is what we're going to fall back on Monday.
When you think about the opener and then Dallas, Jacksonville, Philly, you guys have kind of played some of your best football in games. I know they're all big, but those were kind of built up games and big deals. And you guys are actually close to your game. What do you think it is about you guys that kind of make your lives do occasionally?
I think that goes back to kind of what I was talking about with him. It's not. I really don't even feel like it's rising to the occasion at all. I feel like this has kind of been a build-up all season long of those little things, those little details that we've worked on all season long, and what's required. Like we're doing what's required of us. Like late in the season, Kyle talked about it a lot. The season doesn't start until November, December football. And, we got to make sure that we're playing our best football right now because this is the moments where the games matter the most. And we got to just make sure we're on top of all of those details and executing our assignment.
Fred, I assume it's hard to bring it like you guys strive to do for 17 games. Do you think last week had anything to do with any sort of lack of juice?
Not at all. Not at all. If you saw us in the locker room, you saw us pregame, all those sort of things. We were locked in, ready to go, juiced up. It just... it wasn't our day. And sometimes that happens in this league, and we got to make sure we come back, we get back to work, fix the things that we lacked on in that game, and move on.
All right.